Happy Star Wars Day! Yes, may the 4th be with you all. Hey everyone, welcome to another Top 10 list. Here's my Top 10 favorite scenes in Star Wars. Yes, it is now May the 4th. Yes, may the 4th be with you all. This is now Star Wars Day. In my last video on Star Wars Day, I did a ranking of all the Star Wars movies, and I thought for this Star Wars Day, I'd make a top 10 of my personal favorite scenes in Star Wars. This is all the Star Wars movies. Not the shows, the movies. Yes, the prequels, the original trilogy, and The Force Awakens. These are my top 10 favorite scenes in Star Wars. And let's get to the list, shall we? This is my top 10 favorite scenes in Star Wars. Alright, coming in at number 10 is Han Solo getting frozen in carbonite in The Empire Strikes Back. I love this scene because not only is it very emotional, not only is it the scene that Leia expresses her love finally for Han Solo when she says, "I love you," but it has the greatest line said by Han Solo. Just, "I know." And the funniest thing is that line was by Harrison Ford. That wasn't in the script. Harrison Ford just wanted that to be in the script because he knows Han Solo, and that was just such a Han Solo thing to do. Just, "I love you, I know." And it's such a powerful, very emotional scene, and I really love it. The Empire Strikes Back scene when Han Solo gets frozen in carbonite, and after the math when he's frozen, that's a really cool design, by the way, with him frozen in the carbonite. You're just like, It's a very good scene, it's a very powerful, very emotional scene, and it's my 10th favorite scene in Star Wars. Coming number 9 is the death of Han Solo in the Star Wars The Force Awakens. Yes, this is gonna have a lot of spoilers, this video, so yeah, this is for the Star Wars fans, so yeah. Yeah, The Force Awakens is hands down one of my favorite Star Wars movies. It's probably my second favorite Star Wars movie. I loved it. It was my favorite movie of last year. And it had a lot of great scenes, but the death of Han Solo, yes, I know a lot of people are thinking, why is this on the top 10 list? Because aren't you a fan of Han Solo? You love Han Solo. Why are you putting the death of Han Solo on this list? Well, it's because if they were going to kill Han Solo, I'm glad they did it in this way. This scene just left a huge impact on me. Yes, soon as when Han Solo crosses the bridge, you know Han Solo's going to die, but the way they do it is just beautiful. The shots are just amazing. You know, the red shot on Kylo Ren's face. The conversation Harrison Ford and Adam Driver have on the bridge is such a gripping and emotional conversation. And you can tell Kylo Ren is just trying to fight the darkness inside of him, but he knows if he kills Han Solo, his own father, I'm a true Sith Lord, and that's what he does, and it's such a powerful, emotional scene. It had a lot of emotionality, a lot of atmosphere, and it was just an all-in-all great and well-acted scene, and it's my 9th favorite scene in Star Wars. Coming number 8 is Obi-Wan and Qui Gon versus Darth Maul from The Phantom Menace. Yes, this fight scene is one of the best things about The Phantom Menace. The Phantom Menace is not a great movie, but it's not an awful movie. It's just an movie. And this scene is just amazing. This is the first time we ever got to see a straight-up cool choreographed lightsaber duel, and it was fucking awesome. Between John Williams' score, The Duel of the Fates, like that score is just amazing. One of the great scores in Star Wars. But it's an amazing fight. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan taking on Darth Maul with a double-edged lightsaber. Ray Park did an amazing job. The stunts in that scene still to this day hold up, and it's such an awesome scene. Everything about that scene is awesome, and it ends really sad when Qui-Gon gets stabbed. You feel bad when Obi-Wan screams, "No!" It's a really sad scene. And one of my favorite scenes in that scene, like a moment in that scene that I love, is when like the shield barriers come up, when the three of them are in the middle of the fight. That defines all three of these characters. Qui-Gon Jinn is meditating, and he's calm and collect, and that's his character. He's a very calm and collect character. And then Obi-Wan's in the back looking really scared and nervous. It's because he's the Padawan learner. And then you got Darth Maul who's pacing. It's like he's a beast about to attack its prey. I love that scene when the barriers come up and it shows what all three of these characters are doing. Because that sums up these three characters, and I love it. It's a great duel, great score, and it's just a very well done scene. It's one of my favorite scenes in the prequels, and it's my 8th favorite scene in Star Wars. Coming number 7 is the opening shot to Star Wars. Yes, the 1977 Star Wars movie, the opening shot, sums up it all. Like, sums this movie up. The opening shot is just in space, and then you see the Rebel ship, and then you see the Empire ship. That's all we need to know about what's happening. The Rebel Alliance has a tiny ship, and the Empire has a huge ship, which establishes dominance. You know who's winning this war, who's the underdogs. and who's the powerhouse team. You know who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. And that is all thanks to one opening shot. That is one of the greatest opening shots to a film, and it's my seventh favorite scene in Star Wars. Coming number 6 is the cinematic twist in The Empire Strikes Back. I think everyone knows what the twist is. Luke, I am your father. That's not true. That's impossible. No! That was a huge shocker for everyone in 1980 when they saw Empire Strikes Back. They're like, what? Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father? Fuck! Like, that is a huge twist, and it's one of the greatest twists in cinema. And the way they did it was brilliant. The direction, the pacing, the atmosphere, the performance. So yeah, it's not only one of the greatest cinematic twists in film, but it's one of the darkest scenes in Star Wars. So of course it's my number 6 favorite scene in Star Wars. Come number 5 is Yoda training Luke on the Dagobah system in The Empire Strikes Back. I love this scene. It's such a cool training. All you need is like the Rocky music, and it's like a training montage. It's awesome. I love how it's done. And I love Yoda. Yoda is just such a wise, old, green little guy. It's everything he says is just so awesome, so uplifting, so inspiring. He's just such a wise, intellectual character. And I love that when Luke is like running around the Force with Yoda on his back and stuff. And I love how he describes the Force to Luke. He's like, the Force is all around. It surrounds us and binds us. Feel the Force surround you. Just, it's such an amazing scene. Mostly due to Yoda, but it's just a great training scene. So of course it's my number 5 favorite scene in Star Wars. Coming number 4 is Darth Vader versus Luke Skywalker in The Empire Strikes Back. Yes, this is a lightsaber duel, and this is one of my favorite lightsaber duels just because it has a lot of emotionality in this scene, and the stakes are really high because if Luke dies, the world is fucked. And if Vader dies, the war is pretty much almost over because he's the greatest general of the Empire. So this is a huge fight for the story. And yes, it ends with the twist, but I'm not counting the twist with the scene. This is just the fight scene. And the fight scene is actually kind of scary because Luke looks scared through this entire fight. And Vader is just toying with him the whole time. He's like one-handing it the whole time. And he's just like saying insults like, impressive. Most impressive. All too easy. Just like, Vader doesn't care. He's just toying with Luke, and that just makes the fight all the more interesting and fascinating. And it's so good. I love when Vader comes out of nowhere sometimes. Like, it's just a terrifying, scary, amazingly well done scene. It's one of my favorite fight scenes in Star Wars. So, of course, it's my 4th favorite scene in Star Wars. Coming number 3 is Rey and Finn versus Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens. Oh my god. This is one of the greatest action scenes, fight scenes actually, in Star Wars. This scene is absolutely amazing. Not only you get to see a human use a lightsaber who's not a Jedi and fight a Sith, but you get to see a really cool one-on-one lightsaber fight between a man and a woman. You never get to see a woman use a lightsaber, and Rey is awesome and badass with the lightsaber. And I love Kylo Ren through the whole thing. He's just banging his chest. Blood like coming out. It's such a great, intense scene. It's amazing. The choreography is amazing. It feels like a real brutal fight. It's not like specially choreographed like it is in the prequels. It is like a deadly, brutal brawl. It is just awesome. Like, you got Finn get stabbed in the shoulder, sliced in the back. Kylo Ren gets sliced in the face. People are punching and kicking the shit out of each other. This is like a brawl, and like it's one of the most grittiest, most awesomest fights in Star Wars. Like, anyone asks me what is my favorite like fight, like a hand-to-hand fight in Star Wars, this is it. The fight between Rey and Finn and Kylo Ren is one of the greatest lightsaber duels and fight scenes in Star Wars, so of course it's my 3rd favorite scene in Star Wars. Coming number 2 is the opera scene from Revenge of the Sith. This scene is absolutely fantastic. It's beautifully shot, wonderfully edited, and amazingly acted by Hayden Christensen and Ian McDiarmid. These two are good actors in this scene. Throughout the whole movies, all these prequels, they're not so good, but in this scene, it is just so well done, so well written. Like, George Lucas did an amazing job with the scenes. Well directed, well written, beautifully shot. The visuals are fantastic. The acting is beyond incredible, and I love this scene. Like, I wish every scene in the prequels were like the opera scene in Revenge of the Sith. It's such a great scene. It's so, like, bleak and atmospheric and very dark. You get to hear the backstory of Darth Plagueis, and It's an interesting scene, and he talks about the Padawan killing Darth Plagueis in his sleep. You know who he's talking about, and it's just an interesting scene, and it's him twisting Anakin to the dark side, because he wants to convince him that when you have dark side powers, you can bring people back from the dead. And that's why Anakin's like, is it possible to learn this power? Not from a Jedi. That is just such an evil, devious plan, and that is why the Emperor is such a great villain. He tricks people, and not just like, say, oh, come to the dark side. No, he twists you around, he screws you with your head, he tells you these weird stories that convinces you that the dark side is actually okay, and it's so brilliant. This scene is amazing. This is the best scene in the prequels, and it's one of the best scenes in all of Star Wars, because it's my second favorite scene in Star Wars. And my number one favorite scene in Star Wars is, I am completely cheating, but I don't care. This is my favorite scenes in Star Wars. That is the last act of the Return of the Jedi on the Death Star. Not the last act, with the space battle with Lando. I love that scene, but not with Lando, and not on Endor with Han Solo and the fucking Ewoks. That's a stupid scene. Just every scene on the Death Star on the last act is some of the best scenes I've ever seen in Star Wars. It's absolutely amazing. From the moment Luke enters the Death Star and meets with the Emperor, to the moment when Vader dies, that is what I'm talking about. That scene to that scene is my favorite scenes in all of Star Wars. It is brilliant. The shots, the acting, the direction, the performances by all three of these actors is top frickin' notch. It starts with the Emperor talking to Luke and just twisting Luke. He's basically egging Luke on to hit him with his lightsaber. He says, strike me down, and once you do, you're that much closer to the dark side. And just how he is fucking with Luke's head is absolutely devious, and you're just loving it. And then when Luke hits it, an amazing shot happens when Vader pulls out his lightsaber and the two lightsabers clash right in front of Palpatine, and it's just an amazing shot, and the fight is just brilliant. It's not like a badass fight. It's not the best fight scene like Kylo Ren's fight with Rey and Finn. This is just an emotional fight scene, because Vader is being tempted by the goodness, and Luke is being tempted by the darkness, and it's just such an amazing scene. And I love Luke's like, your thoughts betray you, Father. I sense the good in you. And then later throws the lightsaber, and Luke falls down. And also an amazing shot when Luke is like hiding in the darkness. Half his face is light, half his face is dark. It's brilliant, because you can see the confliction in his head. The light side or the dark side. And just, it's amazing. And then Vader's like egging him on. He's like, so, you have a twin sister. Well, if you don't join the dark side, then perhaps she will. And then Luke just pulls out his lightsaber, just starts hacking at Vader, and he fights with anger, fights like a Sith. And he ends up beating Vader and almost killing him, and then Palpatine goes down, and he's like, do it, kill him, and then you can take your father's place at my side. And then Luke just throws his lightsaber down and sees Vader's hand, and seeing that Vader and him are very much alike. Vader made the wrong choice, and now he's going to make the good choice. So he throws his lightsaber down and says, no, I'll never join the dark side. You have failed, Your Highness. I'm a Jedi, like my father before me. So be it, Jedi. And then all of a sudden we see fucking force lightning out of Palpatine's fingers. It's something we've never seen before. It's amazing. And also one of the greatest scenes ever, when Vader is looking at Luke dying by Palpatine's lightning force, and Vader has to make a choice. Let Luke die or kill Palpatine. And it's an amazing scene. You don't need dialogue. Fucking Blu-rays ruined it. And Vader just picks up Palpatine and throws his ass off the fucking ledge, and he chooses his son. And then Luke takes his helmet off, and then there's like a sad scene, and Vader dies. And another dark thing about that scene, everyone is like leaving. Everyone sees Vader dying, but all his men leave him behind because they don't give a shit. That's how selfish these people are. That's the fucking Empire for you. And all those scenes together just make a perfect scene. And it's some of the greatest things I've ever seen in Star Wars. Yes, the Ewoks fucking ruin it, but that scene on the Death Star in the final act is absolutely perfect. It is perfection. That is the reason why Star Wars is a cinematic masterpiece, in my opinion. So yeah, those are my favorite scenes in Star Wars. So yeah, that's my top 10 favorite scenes in Star Wars. So yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me, did you agree with this list? If not, give me your top 10 favorite scenes in Star Wars. Comment below, let me know. And as always, have a good Star Wars day. May the 4th be with you all. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.